Hey everyone, welcome to Group Dentistry Now's DSO Study Club. This is 7 finance trends to consider for 2025. Thank you all so much for being here today. I am going to give everybody a couple of minutes to file in, and then we will get things started. We're gonna spend the next hour, probably the next 45 to 50 minutes actually, hearing from Rhonda Greene and Jami Proctor of AvidXchange. And we will have time at the end of this webinar to answer any questions you may have. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. We had some people ahead of time when they registered actually ask those questions ahead of time. So we've got a list of the questions that were asked. So we'll answer those that came in. And then what we will also do is if you happen to have any that come up during the webinar, you can just type those out in the webinar chat area, and then we will try and get to all of them. And if we don't, Rhonda or Jami will reach out to you. If you include your name, if you're anonymous, we can't. So, but it's okay if you want to be anonymous too. But we'll just give everybody about another minute to file in, and then we'll get things going here. Again, 7 finance trends to consider for 2025. We do have, I believe it's 4, actually 5 polls that we will be conducting during this webinar. So be really important and really appreciated if you just answer those. They're pretty simple. And then that'll give us some feedback on kind of where everybody is, and just gives us some perspective on things. So, all right, we give everybody 2 minutes, and we'll probably have some more people filing in. But really appreciate everybody being here. One other housekeeping note: this will be recorded or is being recorded, and that recording will actually be posted later on this evening on groupdentistrynow.com under our webinar tab in the recording area. It'll also be up on our YouTube channel, which is, you can find it by just typing in Group Dentistry Now. So we'll kind of roll through things here. Like I mentioned before, any questions, add them to the chat. We'll have several polls, but I want to take you through the beginning of the webinar now, and then I'm going to hand it over to Rhonda Greene, and then Jami Proctor will also be involved as well a little bit later on in the webinar. But this is 7 finance trends to consider for 2025. This is sponsored by AvidXchange, and we have with us Rhonda Greene, who is the Principal Solutions Consultant at AvidXchange, and we have Jami Proctor with us, who is a Solutions Consultant at AvidXchange. So what I'm going to do now is turn it over to Rhonda, and she will get the webinar started. Thanks again, everybody, and thank you, Rhonda.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. I'm Rhonda Greene, Principal Solutions Consultant at AvidXchange. I've been at Avid for almost 13 years and have kind of worn many hats, but previous longtime accountant where I oversaw large AP departments before joining AvidXchange. And now I'm going to let Jami Proctor introduce herself.
Awesome. Thank you, Rhonda. And I hope everyone can hear me.
Sure can, Jami.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, I'm Jami Proctor. I'm a solutions consultant at AvidXchange. I primarily work with our bank partners and also some of our direct partners as well. So I'm looking forward to talking to you all. I've been here for a little over 8 years, or about 8.5 years now. And I've been on pretty much every client-facing team. So customer care, customer onboarding, customer success, and now sales. So a lot of background knowledge from our customers' perspectives, and I'm excited to share that with you. Back to you, Rhonda.
Thanks, Jami. So let's talk about today's agenda. We're going to talk about key takeaways from AvidXchange's 2025 Trend Survey. We'll also talk about top priorities and challenges for finance departments We'll really get into the 2025 finance trends. We'll talk a little bit about AP automation with AvidXchange. And then, like Bill said, we should have a few minutes at the end to go over Q&A. So let's talk about those key takeaways from that survey. So as we move into 2025, finance leaders are prioritizing key initiatives to address challenges and enhance their operations. And we surveyed 500 finance leaders across middle market companies in August of this year. And the survey unveiled 7 areas of focus for finance leaders as we move into the new year. A primary focus, as you can see, is really leveraging AI to streamline processes like accounts payable, which boosts efficiencies and enables growth. Fraud prevention, of course, remains critical, with tools and training being essential to safeguard high transaction volumes. Also, finance teams are building skills in automation and data analytics to stay competitive in an evolving landscape. And really, it's important that that you upgrade your outdated tech stacks. I mean, and people are making that a priority, allowing DSOs to better manage multi-location complexities and improve reporting capabilities. The adoption of secure electronic payment methods is helping to reduce costs and strengthen vendor relationships. Additionally, automation is freeing teams from time consuming manual tasks, which enables a greater focus on scaling your operations and optimizing spending. And lastly, DSOs are placing emphasis on nurturing supplier partnerships, fostering stronger relationships to secure better pricing and long term support. And together, these efforts are driving forward streamlined operation, which obviously reduce cost, and a focus on sustainable growth while continuing to deliver exceptional patient care. So, some key insights that our 2025 survey highlighted, and this again is, obviously AI ROI. 71% are concerned about being able to measure ROI from AI technology, and that's completely understandable as it still is a relatively new area of technology for a lot of us. Um, we actually had 61% told us that they were focused on cutting costs and streamlining workflows to keep resources directed toward growth and patient care. Also, all ROI measurement really is a key priority, with 71% of leaders wanting to ensure that AI investments deliver measurable value, especially as budgets remain tight. And lastly, e-payment adoption is on the rise, with 86% transitioning to digital payments. This shift isn't just about improving efficiency, it's also about meeting vendor and partner expectations for secure, seamless transactions. These trends emphasize the growing importance of technology for organizations seeking to optimize processes and stay competitive in a rapidly evolving landscape. Further, key insights show us that we're seeing a major shift in how finance teams are evolving. In 2024, 87% of respondents reported taking on new responsibilities, such as overseeing data analytics and managing technology integrations. This highlights how finance teams are moving beyond those traditional roles of managing budgets and expenses to becoming key drivers of digital transformation. As DSOs increasingly rely on data to make informed decisions, finance professionals are playing a pivotal role in this shift. And another key insight revolves around the biggest concern for finance teams, and that's security. Preventing fraud, preventing phishing attacks, and other cyber threats was identified as the top worry by 52% of respondents as they prepare for next year. With the rise of digital payments and growing cyber risks, protecting financial data and sensitive information is a significant challenge. It's no longer just about meeting compliance standards, it's about safeguarding trust and reputation. And these trends make it clear that the role of finance is expanding, and organizations need the right tools and strategies to be able to navigate these challenges effectively. I believe we now have a poll question coming up. Bill?
We sure do. So first poll, 1 of 5, I believe. What is your finance department's top priority for 2025? And you have 4 options here: attracting, hiring, and retaining talent, creating operational efficiencies, data protection, security, and regulatory compliance, or environmental, social governance, ESG initiatives. So I am going to launch the poll right now and have at it. You can click away here, give you a couple of minutes to answer this, and we'll see what attendees have to say about this poll question here. Rhonda, do you have any predictions? Or Jami?
Well, I would just say that, really data protection, security, and regulatory compliance is definitely top of mind, especially with all of the folks that I talk to on a daily basis. It seems like more and more people are experiencing fraud, especially as it relates to payments, particularly check fraud. But of course, creating operational efficiencies is always very important.
Okay. Anybody else? Looks like we have who we have here. So, all right. This actually wasn't even close. So, very interesting. So, let me share the results. And can everybody see the results on there? Sounds like they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Creating operational efficiencies, maybe a little higher. I thought that and data protection would be kind of close, but hey, I think it's important. That should be a daily, task, is looking for ways to create efficiencies. So,
Yeah, data protection seems to, and security seem to be something that's becoming more and more top of mind. Although, talking to some cybersecurity experts, it still seems like, in general, DSOs tend to be a little bit more reactive than proactive on this,
that's
even though
great.
it has hit home with a lot of cybersecurity issues in the past year, specifically with the dental industry. So we'll move on now, but interesting. So operational efficiencies, interesting insights. All right, we'll go to the next slide here.
So let's talk about top priorities and challenges for those finance departments. As we look ahead to 2025, finance leaders in DSOs are focusing on a few critical priorities. First, and this I think, Bill, our poll just showed, is that operational efficiency is top of mind, with over 60% seeing streamlining processes as being essential to freeing up resources to allow for strategic growth and patient care. But security does remain a key focus, with the shift to digital making it vital to protect financial data. Alongside this, digital transformation is accelerating, with 57% investing in technology to improve efficiency and prepare for the future. Talent management is another pressing concern. Over half of finance leaders cite hiring and retaining skilled professionals as a challenge, especially in a rapidly changing industry landscape. And finally, ESG initiatives are becoming more prominent, with nearly 40% prioritizing alignment of finance practices with environmental and social goals. It's about ensuring that financial strategies reflect organizational mission and values. These priorities are reshaping DSO finance teams as they adapt to an evolving and unpredictable environment. So, to continue, let's talk about the top challenges finance leaders and DSOs are tackling as we approach the new year. Security is a major concern, with fraud and phishing on the rise. About 52% of leaders see safeguarding digital transaction and patient data as critical. Data management is another key issue, with nearly half struggling to securely handle growing volumes of financial data while staying compliant with evolving regulations. The digital skills gap is also pressing, with 48% telling us that they're focused on upskilling their teams to keep pace with the rapid technological advancements in the healthcare space. And I think we really see that across all industries. As more and more automation becomes more um, technical, and we continue to see AI grow, it's more important now than ever to be able to upskill your teams and to give them those tools that they need in order to be successful and grow within an organization. Definitely something we hear on a regular basis. AI bias is increasingly on the radar as well, with 43% expressing concerns about inaccuracies and the need for oversight as AI tools become more integrated into financial workflows. Additional challenges include regulatory compliance at 40%, economic uncertainty at 37%, and a tight labor market, 35%, making hiring and retention difficult. And then finally, sustainability is becoming a priority for 31% as DSOs aim for long term operational and financial viability. Overcoming these challenges will be essential for DSOs to thrive in an unpredictable and fast changing environment. Bill, I believe we've got our second poll coming up.
Here we go. Next poll. Looking to 2025, what is your finance department's biggest concern? Recession or tight labor market, security, fraud, and phishing attempts, data management or regulatory compliance, bias and inaccuracies in AI, or sustainability. So I will launch this and we will see what we have here. So I'm watching the bars move around here. This is a little bit more, well, now one's starting to get to the top here. Okay. We'll give it another minute or two. Maybe I'll give it 30 seconds here. Okay. All right. Rhonda and Jami, any predictions on this one?
Yeah, I would say security, fraud, and phishing would be number one, just based on who I speak to. I don't know if you agree with that, Rhonda.
I absolutely do agree with you, Jami.
Okay.
Are we right, Bill?
No.
Oh, I'm 0 for 2, Jami.
This is this is good. This is why we're doing this. All right, I'm going to share now. We actually had a couple more people answer it while we were. So here's another one that came in. So maybe we can just continue to speculate. And all right, here we go. I'm going to end the poll now, and we'll see what the results are. I think so. Data management and regulatory compliance was up there as well, but the recession or a tight labor market was number one.
Interesting. Jami, look, security, fraud, and phishing attempts were 0.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is wild, but I think again, it just depends on the industry,
Right.
and maybe the size of the company as well. But sure, absolutely makes sense to me, though.
Yeah, and I can say from being in the 100% in the dental space and in the DSO space, I think that recession and tight labor market, I mean, they really go hand in hand in our industry in particular. And I would say Q3 and Q4 starting out have been some rough months for certain groups out there. So I definitely can understand this. So we'll got some more polls. That was great though. I will jump to the next slide here, and we've got 3 more polls. So we'll get one of them right, right?
Thanks, Bill. So 2025 finance trends. We're going to turn our attention there as we feel like these finance trends are poised to shape the future of DSOs in the coming year. As DSOs navigate an increasingly dynamic financial environment, staying ahead of these trends will be crucial for driving growth and long-term success. So, number one, finance pros embrace AI and evaluate ROI. So, 65% of finance leaders report currently using AI technology in their department. And that is definitely something that we hear. And this shift is largely driven by the need to automate manual processes, to be able to enhance accuracy and extract actionable insights from data. However, the focus isn't just on adopting AI, it's about ensuring it delivers measurable value. And AI should drive both efficiency and tangible results. For DSOs, assessing the success of AI requires evaluating both quantitative metrics, such as cost savings, and qualitative outcomes like improved decision making and stakeholder confidence. A recent McKinsey report summarized by CFO Dive highlights that many organizations are struggling to achieve substantial earnings from their AI investments. This challenge extends beyond the corporate world, with DSO finance teams facing similar concerns. So, according to our survey, 76% of finance leaders recognize the value of AI, yet 71% are actually unsure how to actually measure its return on investment. While AI is expected to deliver efficiency and accuracy improvements, being able to quantify its true impact remains a challenge. And as you can see on our graph here on the right, 68% of respondents have reported tangible benefits or ROI from AI implementation. However, many are still questioning whether these gains are significant enough to warrant further investment. And I think a lot of this, again, is just because it's still, while AI has been around for a long time, it's still relatively new to a lot of us. We're still learning and we're still understanding the benefits that it can provide. So I think this is in line with what we hear. So, how do we measure the success of AI in finance? Well, it starts with operational efficiency by evaluating time or resource savings through automation. Are repetitive tasks like data entry being streamlined? Tracking monthly time savings provides a clear metric. Next, consider accuracy, focusing on reductions in errors for reporting or reconciliation. Comparing error rates before and after AI implementation can really highlight improvements that are gained. Decision making is another critical area. AI should enhance forecasting, optimize resource allocation, and identify trends that support strategic growth, such as selecting ideal locations for expansion or improving operational performance at existing sites. And then we've got mission alignment. That will tell us if AI has freed up resources to be able to focus more on your core mission and be able to demonstrate effective use of funds. Assess scalability by determining if AI can support growth and complexity without driving up the cost. And finally, analyze cost reduction by comparing pre and post AI expenses to identify savings from reduced manual work and improved accuracy. Number 2, security remains a top concern. Only 10% said that they did not experience check fraud attacks or attempts in 2024. And this is definitely something that Jami and I hear every day. Security is a persistent and growing concern for finance departments, especially within DSOs. Recent data shows that only 10% of organizations avoided check fraud in 2024, meaning that 90% faced some level of fraud activity, really emphasizing the need for robust security measures in today's digital landscape. As DSOs manage sensitive patient and financial information while processing various types of payment, they are particularly vulnerable to fraud. Investing in advanced fraud prevention tools and transitioning from outdated methods like paper checks to more secure digital payment solutions can significantly reduce risk. And then finally, strengthening security not only safeguards against financial losses, but also builds patient and stakeholder trust, which is critical to achieving that operational success and growth. So as we move into 2025, cybersecurity is a top priority for DSOs, especially as threats become more sophisticated. Finance teams are now facing challenges like deep fakes, which are obviously AI generated fake videos or audio, and advanced phishing schemes. In 2024, 61% of finance departments were impacted by these tactics. 61%. With risk management increasingly integrated into the finance role, 30% of leaders are actively involved. And while 65% of organizations have already bolstered their security measures, another 15% plan to do so in the coming year. In this evolving landscape, strengthening security isn't just about preventing financial losses. It's about safeguarding your reputation, protecting that sensitive patient data, and maintaining the trust essential for sustainable growth. Number 3, the finance function evolves. So the role of finance departments and DSO is rapidly evolving, with 87% of finance leaders taking on new responsibilities in 2024. This shift reflects the transition from the traditional financial management to a more strategic, technology-focused role. And finance teams are now expected to go beyond just managing budgets and expenses to tackle areas like risk management, data analytics, and technology integration. With the rise of AI and automation, they play a critical role in evaluating tech investments and ensuring alignment with organizational growth goals. This expanded scope requires finance professionals to be agile and collaborative, working closely with IT, compliance, and operations teams to integrate the new technologies and implement the strategies seamlessly. By embracing this broader role, finance teams are positioned as key drivers of DSO growth and long-term success. And the role of finance in DSOs is rapidly evolving, and it's driven by the technological advancements and the demand for digital expertise. Traditional responsibilities are shifting, really due to talent shortages and the need for specialized skills. Our survey reveals that over 75% of finance teams have adopted AI and automation to address staffing challenges and enhance efficiency. Excuse me. In 2024, 49% of finance leaders are prioritizing data analytics and reporting to guide decision making, while 47% are focused on integrating financial technology to be able to streamline operations. Additionally, 35% are optimizing business processes to improve workflow efficiency. So, finance teams are also taking on strategic planning, forecasting, and even business storytelling, aligning financial decisions with organizational growth goals. And as a result, finance is becoming a dynamic central driver of strategy and long-term success for DSOs. Number 4, tech stacks consolidate, cloud adoption expands. Absolutely. So cloud adoption is rapidly transforming the finance landscape for DSOs, with only 4% of respondents reporting that none of their finance operations are using cloud-based technologies. So this highlights the cloud's essential role in modern finance operation. Adopting cloud technologies streamlines tech stacks, improves operational efficiency, and enables real-time collaboration. With cloud-based systems, finance teams can access that critical data from anywhere. They can scale operations effectively and enhance security. So, key advantages for organizations balancing limited resources with the need for flexibility. And as cloud solutions advance, more DSOs are moving away from traditional on premise systems and beginning to embrace cloud based platforms to drive efficiency and support the growth of the business. As finance departments continue to modernize, one of the key trends that we're seeing is the consolidation of tech stacks and the expansion of cloud adoption. So, finance leaders are increasingly looking for integrated solutions that will centralize all of their processes, providing them with the critical data that they need in one place rather than relying on multiple disconnected systems. When asked about the adoption of cloud technology within finance departments, 47% of respondents view it favorably, with 29% considering it critical to their operations. And this again reinforces the idea that cloud adoption is no longer a luxury, but a necessity for scalability, flexibility, and enhanced collaboration across all of finance functions. As more organizations transition to cloud based solutions, they are better positioned to increase their efficiency, reduce manual work, and then ultimately achieve greater transparency and accuracy in financial management. So I believe we've got another poll.
We sure do. So the next poll is, how much of your finance work is currently conducted in cloud-based technologies? So how much of your finance work is conducted in cloud-based tech? And then we've got all of it, most of it, about half of it, some of it, none of it. This will be very, very interesting here. So I'm going to launch this and we'll see what comes in here.
So what do you think it will be, Bill?
Boy, I would say, you know what? I'm not going to look because I can see the bars moving already. But I think the industry has adopted cloud-based relatively recently. So I'm gonna say about half of it, but I haven't looked over yet. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes, but that would be my guess. Okay, all right. Well, looks good here. Give it a couple of seconds. And anybody else want to shoot an answer in? You've got 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to end the poll then and share the results. So looks pretty evenly split. Some of it, about half of it, and most of it. Nobody has all of it, and nobody has none of it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
So now I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Jami Proctor, who will take us out.
Awesome. Thanks, Rhonda. So yeah, I'll finish up with the last three trends. So this one is electronic payment adoption grows. So about 3 out of 4, or 75% really, finance teams report a surge in supplier requests for real-time payments in 2024. So, to meet this growing demand, finance departments need solutions that not only accelerate payment processing, but also improve transparency and supplier convenience. So, as DSOs rely on operational efficiency and responsible financial stewardship, adopting these technologies can reduce manual efforts, minimize errors, and streamline workflows. By leveraging electronic payments and integrated platforms, finance teams can better manage cash flow, enhance vendor relationships, which is also very important to us here at AvidXchange, and ensure faster, more secure payment methods, which ultimately helps support the mission critical work that organizations aim to achieve. Just continuing on that, as electronic payments continue to grow and gain momentum, our trend survey highlights a significant shift in how businesses are handling supplier payments. So the percentage of companies using mobile payment platforms to pay suppliers has nearly doubled in 2024. So this is rising from 8% in 2023 to 15% in 2024. So this surge reflects the growing reliance on digital solutions to streamline financial operations. Moreover, about 61% of businesses are either exclusively or mostly using e-payments. So virtual cards, bank transfers, I'm sure everyone's familiar with those. So a lot of businesses are using those to manage those financial transactions. The shift away from traditional payment methods like checks is driven by the need for speed, security, and convenience in handling supplier payments. Our findings also reveal that about 92% of organizations are now using e-payments as their primary method for supplier payments. So this just indicates that e-payments are not only gaining popularity, but becoming the dominant payment method for businesses, underscoring the importance of adopting digital payment platforms to stay competitive and meet supplier expectations. Rhonda knows this, but I don't even have a checkbook. So I'm one of those people that has not touched a check in a very long time. The sixth trend we're seeing is finance leaders recognize automation advantages. So in today's fast-paced financial environment, automation has become a top priority for finance leaders. Our survey shows that 55% of finance leaders identify workflow automation as a critical focus within their departments. For DSOs focused on growth and expansion, automation is a key enabler. So streamlining processes such as invoice approvals, payment processing, reducing reporting, reduces manual work, minimizes errors, and improves transparency. So this allows those finance teams to operate more efficiently, scale operations seamlessly, and dedicate more time to strategic initiatives that drive organizational growth. Continuing on that trend, finance leaders recognizing automation advantages. As dental practices increasingly adopt automation, the benefits are becoming clear. So our survey shows that 64% of businesses already use finance automation, with another 17% planning to implement by 2025. So if they're not already using it, they're looking to do it soon. So why the focus on automation? For 60%, it's about boosting efficiency, freeing finance teams from manual tasks to focus on high value initiatives like growth and expansion. Another 52% see automation as essential for compliance and accuracy. This helps ensure error-free reporting in a complex regulatory environment. Automation also empowers you with real-time insights. So 47% highlighting improved data analysis for better decision making. It helps minimize human error and repetitive tasks, which another 47% value. And 46% report enhanced service delivery, such as faster payment processing and improved responsiveness. Finally, 43% see faster decision making as a key benefit, keeping DSOs agile and responsive in a competitive landscape. Automation goes beyond efficiency. It drives accuracy, strategic insights, and scalability while supporting both teams and patients. The last trend here is supplier relationships are paramount. As organizations focus on strengthening supplier relationships, a clear trend is emerging, adopting technologies to streamline and enhance these interactions. So our survey reveals that 64% of finance leaders are open to adopting payment automation software or switching providers to gain access to a supplier hub. Supplier hubs offer an all-in-one solution for real-time payment tracking, reducing manual tasks, and improving transparency. By simplifying payment management, they help build stronger, more reliable supplier relationships, ensure timely payments, and drive higher satisfaction. These are key factors in supporting growth and operational excellence. Just continuing on that trend, supplier relationships play a vital role in financial strategies of many businesses, including DSOs. By strengthening collaboration with suppliers, organizations can open up opportunities for discounts, build strategic partnerships, and positively impact their bottom line. Our survey revealed that 37% of finance leaders believe their business is highly effective at collaborating with suppliers to enhance financial processes. Strategically, incorporating supplier collaboration as a part of your finance business strategy allows for more streamlined financial operations, improved communication, and ultimately more efficient payment processes. As seen in the chart, 52% of respondents already consider supplier collaboration as a key part of their financial strategy. This growing trend reflects the need for solutions that foster deeper collaboration between finance teams and suppliers, driving efficiency and strengthening partnerships. Another quick poll.
Okay, here we go. Would you consider switching your payment automation software or adopting payment automation software to gain access to a supplier hub? So again, switching or adopting to gain access to a supplier hub. All right, this is an easy one, yes or no? So let's see what we get here. Everybody should be able to answer this one. All right. Couple more in here. Yes or no? This, we're getting some more responses because this is easy. All right, I'm going to give it 10 more seconds and then all right, I'll share the results. So it makes sense to me. 71% said yes, they would switch. I wonder why. I guess the 30% don't think a supplier hub is important. Okay. Any thoughts on the results of this, Jami?
I've seen mixed results on these when we've asked this question. So Actually, I was thinking a lot more people are going to say no. That's typically what I see. So I'm surprised that there's so many that have said yes. But yeah, I think it's nice because that means that they value the supplier's experience as much as their own, really.
There you go. All right, moving on.
Awesome. All right, so now we get to the fun and exciting part of talking about AvidXchange and AP automation. So we'll quickly dive into how AvidXchange can help transform your accounts payable process. With AP automation, we're talking about replacing manual, time-consuming tasks like data entry, invoice matching, and payment approvals with streamlined digital workflows. So this next slide is going to show you the before process of your AP. So without automation, this is what most clients are typically doing. It may not necessarily be every bubble that you do, but it may be pretty similar. So most clients are receiving invoices or having to find invoices, having to manually print checks, manually sign checks. Maybe they have to find approvers for those checks. Maybe it's, a matter of emailing them back and forth or bringing them to someone's desk, then preparing the checks and making sure that they have enough stamps and enough envelopes. I know running out of envelopes is probably something that happens often that people don't necessarily think about. Mailing those checks, so either dropping them off somewhere to be mailed or mailing them, straight from their office. Filing check copies, so just trying to, again, having that paper process of filling a filing cabinet with copies just for auditing purposes. Payments hopefully being received, hopefully not late. Payment inquiries from suppliers of them just asking, where's my payment, where's my check, did you send it to the right place? Follow-up and reconciliation is usually pretty manual as well. So with our process, really, and this is more so related to AvidPay, which is our payment process, we take away a lot of these manual tasks that we just went through. So really, you're still in control of selecting the payment that you want to make. You would maintain that control. You have that ability to select those bills, and when you're ready, you would send them over to us, and we would process them for you. If you would like to have an electronic signature or just a quick click to approve process, we would be able to set that up for you. A lot of our clients do this if they want to set like a dollar amount for approval. So anything over 100,000, for example, we want to approve it before you start processing. We can easily do that. It's not required. And then we're going to take over from there. We're going to cut payments out to your suppliers. We're going to enroll them in their preferred payment method. We're going to handle payment inquiries. If your suppliers are calling asking, where is my payment? Did you send it to the right place? We need to reissue a check because I ripped it in half, things like that. We'll also handle all of the follow-up, making sure that everybody has gotten what they needed, that checks are being followed up on if they haven't been cleared in a reasonable amount of time. And then we're going to provide you what you need for reconciliation purposes. So really, you'll notice that your tasks went from lots of different tasks, I don't even know how many bubbles there were, to just 3 steps of selecting which bills you want to pay, an electronic signature if you would like, and then reconciliation. This is our full process. So from the left-hand side all the way to the right, if you were to implement our entire procurement to payment solution, this is what it would look like. This is modular, so you can actually decide what pieces you would like. So if you would like to, only solve for payments and maybe leave your invoice and PO process intact the way it is today, you can easily do that as well. But starting with procurement, AvidXchange helps you easily manage those requisitions. So you can create and approve requisitions. You can generate purchase orders. We can seamlessly send those purchase orders directly to your suppliers via email, ensuring that POs and purchases are controlled and tracked from the start. And that includes approvals, that includes different review levels and coding and all of that, all on the PO level. Moving on to invoice, again, this is our next step here, where we would accommodate your invoice in various formats. So whether it's paper, email, or urgent uploads, we can receive them in all those different ways. This platform simplifies invoice processing, so your team spends less time on manual data entry and more on strategic tasks. So this system is capturing those invoices, routing them to your different, entities or departments. You're going to be able to approve those invoices with just a few clicks and then get those back into your accounting system with a simple integration. This is going to bring greater accuracy and speed to your entire invoice process. And then finally, our payment. So AvidXchange offers those multiple payment methods to suit your supplier preferences. So we provide virtual cards, our ACH option, or checks. So every payment is timely, secure, and compliant. This flexibility ensures that suppliers get paid the way they prefer while reducing administrative effort on your end. And as I talked about on the last slide, we're not just cutting payments, we're also following up. We're handling all of the service components of that as well. So through this end-to-end solution, AvidXchange eliminates manual bottlenecks, enhances control, and ensures transparency at every step of the AP process, empowering your finance team to focus on higher value work. I think we have one more poll.
We sure do. So we want to find out if you'd like to hear from AvidXchange. I won't share the results of this. We'll keep this on our end, but yes, I would like to schedule a demo. Please send me information. It's not the right time, but check back in a few months, or no, I am just here to learn. We will take any one of those answers. And yeah, just feel free to send that over to us. Again, I will not share with everybody. Just want this for our record so we can reach out to you if you'd like to schedule a demo or let us check back in. But give everybody a couple more minutes to 30 seconds actually to do this. And then we're going to get into the Q&A. Like I said, we have, oh gosh, about a half dozen questions that came in ahead of time from our attendees, and some really good questions, some related to AI, and then some others that talk about supplier onboarding and approvers. So, all right, I am going to end the poll now. Thank you all for answering that question, and we will get back to those that wanted a demo or want us to follow up later. So, all right, moving on to the Q&A here. I have a couple that came in, and this can be for Rhonda or Jami or both of you, but this one here, I have a lot of approvers. Are you able to set up custom workflows?
Yeah, I can answer that one. So yes, we can. So I'm assuming that this means more so invoices, but just to clarify, we can set up approval workflows on purchase orders, invoices, and payments. So really just to kind of fit your business needs. But yes, we can accommodate multiple approvers. We can set up role-based workflows, which just makes that a lot easier and more seamless for you, especially if you have people moving in and out of roles. And we also can do just individual based workflows. So if you have like a CEO that won't be changing, most likely you could just throw them in there. But we can have as many workflows as you need and as many steps as you need within a workflow. And we help you build those in the onboarding process. So that way you aren't alone setting these up. We're going to show you best practices and how to maintain them going forward as well.
Couple of questions on handling supplier onboarding. Do you want to address that? What does that process look like?
Yeah, so we've gotten very good at this in the last 20 years. So supplier onboarding happens anytime you send a payment file in for us to process. So once you send in a payment file, we're going to run that file against our network to see who have we already paid in the past and who is new to us. We pay 1.2 million suppliers today, so it's a very high chance that majority of your suppliers already work with AvidXchange. And if that's the case, that means they've already chosen one of those three payment types I showed you earlier. So if they've already chosen it, it's nothing new to them, business as usual. We're just going to pay them their payments in that method. If it's new to them, that's where we would begin our outreach and offer those three payment types. Just know that if for some reason we can't get in touch or they, don't answer the phone or something like that, I know I don't answer my phone, we'll just send a check. We don't hold payment at all. So We will send a check if needed, and if we can get them converted at a different payment type later, we will. But we're very flexible. We really do value supplier relationships, and that's why we go about it this way. And we've had a lot of success. Again, 1.2 million suppliers that we work with today.
All right, this is a big question. What do you see as the biggest financial challenge in 2025?
I can take that one, Jami. To me, and I know what's, top of mind on, a lot of people's thoughts is AI, but more importantly, upskilling their employees and giving them the ability to be able to adapt to new technologies. And there are a lot of resources available. I know with AvidXchange, you will have a whole project management team that will work with you, so to make sure that you're comfortable with the technology. But really, as we move to a more technical world, all of us need to be able to learn new skills and to embrace technology.
This ties into that one a little bit here, but just planning ahead for the next 5 years financially. Any rules of the road or any thoughts on some ways to prepare kind of as we, look, not just into 2025, but beyond that?
I mean, I think that the things that we've discussed today, again, AI is here and it's going to continue to expand. So it's very important to learn it and make sure that your employees are doing the same. I know that in talking to other finance professionals, their focus in hiring in the future is shifting a little more towards a technological person who has finance skills, as opposed to someone who is just mired in spreadsheets. And they may know accounting, but they're kind of set in their ways in terms of the way of doing things. So I think that's very important. Also maintaining those security around all of your processes, your payments, your just in general, everything. I think we should all be prepared to regularly keep an eye on what the fraudsters are coming up with. But just in general, I think a lot of those items that are top of mind were covered today, and I hope that the audience got a lot out of this.
Yeah, there's one other question here. Well, it's actually about 3 different ways of asking the same question. You address this. So, is now the time to invest in AI? My guess would be you're going to say yes. There's a lot of talk about that today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because what our company does, we are a software solution, but it's all around creating efficiencies and streamlining processes. And so really, it's the wave of the future, and I just encourage everyone to embrace it, and to be certain to upskill all of your valuable employees and give them a chance to learn something new.
Excellent. We're going to be sending out an email tomorrow to everybody that was here live on the webinar, and for the folks that signed up but weren't able to attend. And we will have contact information for AvidXchange, so you can schedule a demo, and also a link to the recording as well. So if you happen to miss any of this, or you want to go back and maybe focus in on a slide or two or something Rhonda or Jami said, you can do so. But on behalf of AvidXchange and Group Dentistry Now, we really appreciate everybody joining us today and participating in the polls. We had some really interesting responses, so I'm sure the team at AvidXchange is going to go back through those polls and take a look at that. Thank you, Rhonda and Jami. Really appreciate you being part of the DSO Study Club here at Group Dentistry Now.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see everybody the next time. Yep. Thank you, Jami and Rhonda, again.